Hello? 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 If you can hear this, it's not too late. I return to warn you. This is Time Pop, a podcast that discusses time travel and pop culture. There are spoilers. I've seen the future, and nothing is sacred to these folks. Your past, present, and future are sure to be ruined. Even if you could go back in time, as I have, you will never forget what you are about to hear. You've been warned. This is Time Pop.
Welcome, Chrononauts, as we guide you through the experience of time travel using pop culture as our bottom 10. We will be your constants. I am Dez.
I'm Ari.
And I'm Scott.
And this is
Time
Pop.
Time Pop.
Time Pop.
Wait, bottom 10?
Yeah.
So I see top 10 and bottom 10.
But wait, if we did it at 20 through 30, wouldn't that be the new bottom 10? Or is this the current bottom 10?
This then becomes the meat in our bread sandwich.
I'm talking about the future. That's very unlike us.
I don't know. I know you're all about the list, Scott, and you would love to put our entire collection into an order that you can define. I don't think I can, after doing this, I don't know that I can go any further with any integrity to my list.
I could do 5 more past this. I'm still having a hard time. I had my list, and then this morning I just started analyzing my last 5. I'm like, oh no, I got to switch them around. No, I'm not sure. There's still like 2 or 3 that maybe aren't making it. I don't feel good about it. I might even switch some at the last second while we're saying this today.
Yeah, I could feel good saying these are my favorite 30, but putting them in order, if we were to do a full rewatch, my top 10 would change a little. A little?
Oh, totally. Me too.
But my bottom 20 would be a completely different list.
Yeah.
But I find this really interesting because it's easy for the top 10. Now, this is like the Wild West. This is who knows.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
There's still films we held in high regard. They're just not the best top epitome of time travel films.
And whether this one should be 12 and that one should be 18 is like...
Yeah, I know. I asked God, I was like, what are the parameters? Is it just based on time travel? Is it overall movie? You know, we have our own personal issues going on with some of the movies. At least I do. So it's hard. This was hard.
Yeah.
Our conversation about the top 10, you infected my bottom 10 the most, Ari.
Yeah.
Because you just reminded me of some fun, like, oh yeah, that was just a fun movie. I just want to watch that again.
Yeah, my criteria keeps changing because I think it's at some level, it's like if someone doesn't know time travel films, I would say this film defined, and some are like, no, this is one I really just love seeing or feels time travel-y to me. So it goes across the board.
I figured if someone was doing a search for like best time travel movies, right? They want time travel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I kept in my head of like, okay, what is the best time travel? That's the first criteria.
Play into the audience, Ari. I like it.
Yeah, I think about you guys. I think about our listeners.
Someone's got to think
I care about our listeners.
Oh, you're making me second guess myself.
Still doesn't believe I released these. He's never listened to one.
I have.
He hasn't heard a single one.
You know what's funny? In making this list, I had to go back and listen to some podcasts because I was. Did we like this film? I was like, I had no memory. I was talking about like 41 and The Infinite Man and stuff, and I was like, did we like those? Did I like press play? I had no idea. And then I go on and I'm listening to us, and I'm like, how come we never just say we liked it or we didn't? There's no I just want a point at 15 minutes where we just say that. We don't.
Yeah, we're kind of bad about like at the end. Like sometimes we do it and sometimes we don't, but we definitely don't have a recurring segment where it's like
I give it a 7 out of 10 or I give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
I was just telling Ari, my favorite moment is I didn't remember anything about press play. So I went back to listen to the podcast and I heard this point where I told you guys that I had stepped on like a piece of glass and I had to go get it taken out of my foot that day. And I said that was less painful than watching the movie. And you guys were like, oh shit. And I was like, okay, I guess I didn't like that one.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Good to know. My first 5 feel solid, my 11 through 15, and then it's questionable for the top. But it just occurred to me, you're probably going to go backwards, aren't you? From 20 down? Ah!
It's so funny. Like as you were talking, I was like, oh yeah, we got to start. I mean, we could go 11 through 20, but then it seems bad to go from technically best to worst.
Yeah, although yeah, okay.
No, I think we should go 11 to 20.
You think so?
Because it's not the top. It's not the top. Like
it's not the top.
It's not
10.
like it's number 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that makes more sense then because I do think that we should start our list by mentioning our top 10. So if listeners haven't gone back to that, which is everyone, go ahead, Nuri.
Listeners, go listen to that episode where we each call out our top 10 time travel movies.
It's a good episode. There were some real shockers. We thought we would all have the same ones, and we did not. I was very surprised by Ari's,
Season 3, episode 22.
Classic. It's a classic.
But yeah, we should go over we should do a quick recap, I suppose.
Of our top 10s?
Top 10. Or we can just remind everyone of number 10, so then we move on to number 11.
Yeah, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And my number 11 is...
Let's do it. Should we each read our own really fast from 1 to 10?
Well, I'll start the list. I'll be the first number 11. And so I'll ramble off my top 10. And then Scott or Ari, and we'll do our round robin like we did last time. All right. Kicking off with my top 10, sneaking into number 11. Number 1, Back to the Future, Primer, Predestination, Triangle, Tenet, Paradox, The Infinite Man, Time Crimes, Interstellar, coming in at number 9 at Scott's chagrin. Time Lapse just sneaking in the top 10. And number 11, which would be probably the first movie I would cram into my top 10 if we were to redo this, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, all right. Respect. It's a solid list.
I almost felt bad even putting it in. I'm like, this movie is obviously...
Endgame?
But it's like, when we look at my list, it still has to make sense with or without yours next to it. So...
Endgame deserves to be there. It's a new time travel classic. I'm proud of you.
It's great, and it's good at cleaning up Paradox, which we like.
Yeah, and they own Back to the Future, and they describe the timeline. It's a good choice. I support. All right, who's up? Who's up at bat?
I'll go next.
All right.
Do you want your list?
I have my list.
Okay.
So Ari's top 10 time travel movies. And I look at this list and like I still agree with it, but it could always change, and I don't know. All right, I'll stick with it for now, obviously. So number 1, Interstellar, of course.
Hey! Mentioned every episode.
Yep. Number 2, Tenet. Number 3, Back to the Future 1 and 2.
Cheater.
I combined them together.
She cheated.
That'll be our next podcast is going to be all about unraveling that mess.
Yeah. So I couldn't separate them. To me, they're together. You watch them together. Okay. Number 4, Predestination. Number 5, Looper. Number 6, Men in Black 3.
Oh, surprise.
That was a big deal when I said that. Number 7, The Time Machine, the 2002 version. Number 8, Groundhog Day. Number 9, Frequency.
Oh.
Yeah.
Number 10, Hot Tub Time Machine. And my number 11 is also Endgame.
Oh. Hey. Synchronization does not happen a lot.
Yeah, especially with me, does.
I was so surprised at Ari's first top 10 because out of us, I think she's the biggest of like the science geek. I feel like Desmond and I could see us leaning more toward comedy. She had a bunch of comedy in there, a bunch of like lighthearted comedy stuff.
Yeah.
You think you know someone's time travel stuff and you find out there's always more to learn.
Always more to learn. Awesome. Endgame. Doubling up at number 11. Would that, if we were to redo our list, Ari, would you squeeze that in your top 10 somewhere?
I don't think so, because I stick to my reasoning last time was because to truly appreciate that time travel movie, you have to watch all the other 20, Avengers movies. So no, it would not make it into my top 10. It's a great movie and they do some interesting things with time travel. So it definitely needs to be 11 through 20.
Must be talked about.
Yeah. Scott disagrees. All right, Scott's up next.
I didn't disagree. I just harumphed. That's my harumph. I have the right to harumph. All right, we're doing, top 10. One of the other few times we two people had the same response. We've never had all three, by the way, in the same number.
Nope.
Interstellar at number 1. Back to the Future, number 1 by itself at number 2. Predestination number 3, which me and Des coincided on that one.
Double up.
Predestination number 3. Tenet at number 4. Awesome. Back to the Future 2 at number 5. Separate films.
You got to swap those Back to the Futures. then I'll be fine.
Man, 1 is the classic. 2 is interesting because they future travel. But story-wise, the first one is such a pure, perfect movie story. Whatever. They're both fine films. Back to the Future 2 is number 5. Number 6, 12 Monkeys. How am I the only one to get that in the top 10? What is wrong with this world? Okay, I'm done venting. 12 Monkeys at number 6. Donnie Darko at 7. I love that film. Another loner. I surprised us. I like weird films. That's me. Avengers Endgame's at 8. Only one to put in the top 10. Support me, fans. Number 9, Butterfly Effect. That might not be even in your top 20s. Again, there's certain things I'd like about it. I'm weird. And then I put Primer in at number 10. Coming in at number 11. Wait, did no one put it in their top 10?
What is it?
I'm about to say it. No, none of us put in the top 10. Surprise, that's probably based on Ari's responses. But my number 11 is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh.
Besides Back to the Future, it was the time travel classic for so many years. There's no science to it, but they go through so many different eras of time travel. It's wacky. It's weird. It laid the groundwork for Hot Tub Time Machine. Bill and Ted's number 11. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yay.
I mean, there was a time when it was Back to the Future or Bill and Ted. Those were your two choices.
Nobody was doing time travel.
Yeah.
And like they use it to make their book report. You got Napoleon and water slides.
It gave us Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
And then everybody.
George Carlin, telephone booth.
And then they made Bill and Ted Face the Music. That's another podcast.
That's another time. Wait, didn't we do that?
Yeah, we done
did.
that one.
We did do it.
We did. And I think that's why you guys won't let me do Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
I mean, we'll get down to it. There'll be a
eventually.
time.
Yeah,
I think it might be.
We'll have to.
Are people watching that? Did anyone out there see it? Please let us know.
If
we think no one has been.
If we should do that one.
Yeah.
I got Paramount Plus for 6 more days, so get at me. All right, Ari, again, we got a double up already, and yeah, the Bill and Ted. I have a massive mention list at the end of this. Did Bill and Ted? I don't know why. I keep on jumping over Bill and Ted because
you're just not thinking right.
I don't. Again, if we do a rewatch, I think for just enjoyability, that one probably. I guess I shouldn't be talking about what's.
And there's a lot of time travel in it. You know, it's not like there and back. It's all over the place.
And they invented the. But what if we promise to do this in the future? Then
I'll remember to come back here and leave the key. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's true.
Brilliant. All right, Scott, already making me question my own list. I love it.
That's what I'm here for. Make you question your existence.
All right, now we're going to do Ari's number 12.
Number 12 for me is Edge of Tomorrow. It's just such a good movie.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That was the one that like almost made it my top 10. It was at the 10 slot. It was back and forth. I took it out and I felt bad about it.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to give away what's to come, but that one was, I guess I'll just say it out loud. That was the last movie I cut.
Yep.
Edge of Tomorrow is number 21.
Oh wow.
Like
that's gotta hurt.
I kept chopping my list, and eventually I had 11 movies. And
you got to cut some babies at some point. That sounds bad.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to cut a baby.
Can I go next on this one?
Yes.
Because my number 12 is Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh.
Coincide. Samesies. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. It is, for me, the best loop film. It starts off right into it. It's super action packed. You got to go to the repetition. The way they do it is kind of right. It's alien technology. It's alien blood, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's alien.
Yeah, and like the way they get out of it is really smart, and it's a really solid loop film.
Yeah, that's fun.
We'll get to it, but based on my reasoning for number 13, I really should have Edge of Tomorrow on my list.
That's been rethink.
There was some serious recency bias in this one for sure.
Oh,
because the top 10 again. It's just like, it's easy for 10 movies to jump out at you from the past, present, or future. But the bottom 10, it's like, did I like this? Did I like that? And then, anything I've watched in the last 6 months, I was like, oh yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'm just going to tell everyone at home, I currently have See You Tomorrow in the background playing right now because that was the first movie we ever did. and I still have not rewatched it, which
Do you mean See You Yesterday?
See You Tomorrow is the sequel. And then See You Today is the third.
I'm the worst time travel podcast host ever. All right. I have a theme between 11 and 12. I guess I'll just say it and then I'll explain my reasonings later. Quantum Mania.
Wow.
I don't even remember which one that one was.
The new Ant-Man, the one that like
Ant-Man,
that didn't have the time travel in it too much.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That is definitely recent bias.
That's very recent bias. Yeah.
I saw it recently. I saw it in the theater. That one's just and of all the Avenger movies too, that's one that I will rewatch a couple times. Yeah. Now that I'm trying to explain myself out loud, that's pure recency bias. But it's still a fun watch. I highly recommend it. It's a great addition to the Marvel universe. And Quantum, man, I'm all about the Quantum now. Ever since I watched that Amazon documentary, like Quantum, that's how time travel is going to be invented, is through quantum mechanics.
Yeah. Or gravity as seen in the fine film Interstellar. Playing now at theaters. You would think I get paid by Interstellar. They're like, just mention us every episode, $20 in your pocket.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right. Quantumania. That's a surprise. I like when we surprise each other.
For sure.
Scott.
Yeah.
Number 13.
13. I just want to make sure that both of you, I think, already have this one. Oh, already did. Desmond did not. 13. Looper, my friends.
Ooh.
Bringing in the Looper. Fine film. Took us all by surprise at how good it was. A lot of like, if I remember correctly, grandfather paradox in there, right? About like himself, his future self, trying to kill his old self.
Nothing specifically.
Isn't that how it ends? Or he kills himself to kill the...
There's definitely ripple effect in that.
Well, we don't break the paradox. It actually follows the laws. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There probably is some paradox in there.
Yeah, but they don't break it. But they follow the laws of it. Like when the younger dies, the older also goes with it. So not a paradox because they support the actual...
Well, no, you kill the older version of you and that's just going to be you in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Looper was on, right, Ari's, but not Desmond's at the first time. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ari's 5, not on Desmond's. Interesting to see if it pops up in his 11 through 20 or not.
I like Looper. I love the concept of interacting with your younger self.
Yeah. And also like these like time hitmen.
Yeah.
Like a time gangster that goes back and the rules that they had with it.
And at number 12 and 13, Scott has a 2-timer.
What'd I say? Edge of...
Oh, an actor that's been in...
Yep.
Wait, Edge of Tomorrow.
That's Emily Blunt in Looper, right?
No.
What?
No, she's not in Looper.
Yeah, she is.
Is she?
No, the only one...
Who's the farmer? Who's the farm lady?
Oh, the mom?
Yeah.
Oh, he's right.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Oh my God. Yeah, I did too. All right, Des. Yep, you're right. All right. Emily Blunt, 2-timer.
Thank you, Emily Blunt.
Congratulations. All right. What is your 13, my friend?
Number 13, again, it probably should be Edge of Tomorrow based on the fact that I like it just because it's actiony and we don't get too many hardcore action time travel movies.
Yeah.
Boss Level.
Yeah. I was just talking to Ari about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Boss Level. It's unique. I'm a gamer, so it's very video gamey. Yeah, Boss Level. There.
Can you remind me, do you remember why he was looping in that? Oh, I remember. His ex-wife had set him up in the machine to save the day.
Yeah, she knew that her boss was up to no good and she knew that he was the man for the job and so took a little bit of his DNA and sent him on a spin.
I approve of that. I think that I find the Quantumania one questionable, but Boss Level was definitely roaming around my brain. In fact, my last 5 are very fluid, though. I might be changing it as we talk.
Yeah, same.
So we don't know.
So if Interstellar is the perfect time travel movie, and we're still staying within the realm of these are our time travel movies, is Quantumania at the absolute Interstellar number 1 and Quantumania is at number 70? Just because it's like, well, I guess technically it's time travel, but it's
so, in representing films that define time travel, that one was barely fit into our podcast, I thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's low for me.
I think we're going to be really happy we talked about it when the next couple ones come out. Because I think Ant-Man's about ready to go on a time travel fuckery.
So you're planning for the future. I like it. That's really on brand.
Yeah.
All right. Who's up? Back to Des?
Ari, number 13.
Number 13. For me, number 13, this is where I start to waver already as far as what order they should all go in. And I feel like I'm saying this one at 13 just because it's so popular and there aren't very many other movies like it on my list. I'm saying Time Traveler's Wife.
Oh.
Yeah. I agree with it.
It's such a, the romantic, I don't think I have any other romantic.
Yeah, like About Time didn't make it for me.
Yeah, on my thing. And we'd always talk about how love is such a strong catalyst for time travel. And this is a love story. It's, his ability is based on genetics. So it's not, but it's a good movie. It's different and it's a love story. So yeah, it's on my list.
I'm trying to remember a bit about it. So she saw him like when she was a little kid, and he was like an older man in the woods. And then there wasn't like a drama to it, right? Was there any part where there's something dangerous happening? It was just like the story of their life and him.
I mean, the ending where how he dies is pretty dramatic, but they have a link, right?
Yeah.
The two of them are linked. He travels to her because he can't control it really, and was drawn to her when she was a little girl, and they became friends, and these two were cosmically linked.
Yeah,
and then he has this ability, and it's it's their life, and then how he ends was very sad.
I don't remember how he ended.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
And they had a little girl, and she has the ability, but she has the ability to control it. That whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. I liked how she was just married to him throughout his whole time span. So he might come back and be like a 6-year-old and hang in with her for 6 months to a year. He might be younger than her. He might be older.
Yeah.
She's just married to him in all his different ages and times.
Yeah. And it's a concept that no one has done before. It's time travel that you cannot control. And what would that look like, and how would that affect your life and the life of everyone else? So it's interesting.
Am I getting that one confused with is that the Domhnall Gleeson one?
No.
Who?
That's About Time. That's the comedy where he goes in a closet and clenches his fist. Time Traveler's Wife is Eric Bana, right? And
yeah.
And what's her name?
Rachel McAdams.
Right. Who's also in several time travel films.
Is that one where they...
Oh, she's in both of these films, actually.
That's right.
She's rom-com time travel queen.
That's one that I want to watch again because I liked that, like you said, he doesn't have control over it. And like he would like show up and his friends would be like, wow, you put on a lot of weight, because it's actually his 45-year-old out of shape self.
And he it's genetic, so his clothes don't travel with him, which is, a scientific aspect of it, right? Yeah. So that creates problems.
Yeah, you just gotta like leave clothes in the woods. You just never know, of different sizes.
I'm gonna do a double feature: Time Traveler's Wife and About Time, because I get those movies confused way too often.
Yeah, it makes sense. Same actress and both rom-coms. And...
both a genetic thing that the man can do.
Yeah.
Well, the man can travel and the woman can't. Sexist.
And thank God for Time Traveler's Wife that it does at least end with it getting passed down to a female, so it's not.
Yeah.
Doesn't stick to its misogyny.
Yeah.
Number 14. A lot of fun. I like having fun at the movies. Everybody knows that. Palm Springs.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. We were just talking about it. Palm Springs sneaks up on you, right?
Yeah. And I like how it just starts out where he's in the loop and has been in the loop for a long time and is just like, I guess this is my life now, and just makes the best out of a weird situation. And I like that he has fun. Like in Groundhog Day, there's a couple days he takes off, but he usually takes them off by pouting in his hotel room. And I like that in Palm Springs, he's just like, I'm going to drive one county over and just do something different, and not just drive himself crazy at the wedding day after day after day.
Yeah, it's simple and it's goofy, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
And
well.
They stay within their science. Yeah, like how it shows the one rare thing where he moved on out of a loop and you see the other guy is still in the loop at the end, which was kind of neat.
Yeah. So it's a rare loop movie where a couple other people get brought into it, and then that's what ultimately helps him get out of it, because We still need to rewatch Groundhog Day and decide that what got him out of the loop. That's first on our rewatch.
He had to like get her to fall in love with him.
No, he had to become a good person, period. Had nothing to do with him getting the girl. He got the girl because him being a good person made him attractive.
Yeah, but he became a good person to get the girl.
Next. On Time Pop. Is it Ari or Scott? Ari.
We're on number 14?
Yes.
Okay, my number 14 is... Wait for it. I'm still deciding.
Oh.
Contemplating. Might change some things around.
Oh.
No. Okay. Is Beyond the Infinite 2 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. So this movie was just amazing. Just amazing how they made it. The story, it's so original. It really makes you think. It has to be on there. It has to be on there.
This is great. Whether all the movies you guys are saying, all ones I've been questioning and are up in the air for me, but I agree.
Based on like everything in my top 10 was all because of there was so much time travel. So the fact that Beyond the Infinite didn't make my list is kind of it turns my list into a paradox. There's a paradox in my list.
When we do these lists, for me, it brings some clarity. I like to categorize it. For you, it just fucks you up. You just regret everything. You question everything. You're like, what am I doing? Everything we say just makes you question yourself even more.
And at number 14, Scott has Police Academy 1 through 4.
All of them.
Awesome. Good call, Ari. Thank you for getting that in our list because it's a huge hole in my list. So everyone, go watch Beyond the Infinite 2 minutes. It's a great time travel movie.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I mean, I'm questioning I'm glad at least films I were thinking about are getting represented, even if I use or don't use them.
Yeah.
Who's up? Me?
Yes.
Oh, me? Okay. Number 14, Hot Tub Time Machine.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I didn't put it in the top 10. I didn't think of quintessential, but it is a fun film and it feels really time travel-y. You're feeling especially skiing in the 80s back there. They have a lot of fun with it. If I think of a bunch of us getting together, having drinks on a Friday night, watching a film, that would not be a bad choice. We might watch that over Time Traveler's Wife, even though I really like Time Traveler's Wife. Anyway, yeah. Hot Tub Time Machine coming in 14, coming in hot.
Woo.
And while I don't think it deserves its own slot, I think the Hot Tub Time Machine double feature is a great watch. I remember really enjoying number 2, and especially because I go in the future. So that's always fun and not done enough. So Ari, number 15.
What's your 14? What's your 14?
Yeah, that was my Palm Springs.
Oh, so we all
okay.
did 14?
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm doing 15 now?
Yes.
Okay. My number 15, and again, I feel like I want to change this at the last minute, but I won't because I'm not that quick. Okay. 12 Monkeys.
Yay!
Oh.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
You don't want to change that. That's a good answer.
Another one that deserves, I just feel like anything before 2000 needs to be on our list. Thank you for making all of this possible.
Right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, we had 4 options of time travel films. Now we'll never get through all of them.
I know.
They're not all good. But
Are you trying to tell me that the Tomorrow Job wasn't a fantastic film?
it was okay. I know. I'm surprised, Desmond, you didn't just put the last 10 films we did or your 11 to 20.
I know. You and your recent...
He just researched what we did last and just put that in the order that we did it. Tomorrow Job, number 11. Press play, number 12.
Oh, you're not too far off, but
Yeah.
awesome. 12. Where's was Scott's 12 Monkeys was number 6. And I'm going to do it. I know you hate it, and I know it's not official, and I don't fucking care. I'm going to do my same number system for this again, just to see where everything lands.
Oh, you mean to average things out?
Because it's going to change some stuff. Like some of these mid-round bottom 10 is going to bump some of those mid-round top 10s maybe where they need to be.
What I find interesting is when we look at the top 20, what films were picked by all 3 of us, right? What films were picked by 2 of us? And then what's that list?
Yeah.
Taking out all the one-hit wonders. That'll be interesting. That'll probably give us a pretty solid top 10.
Yeah, that's almost a better way to judge it.
Yeah. Whatever got 3 votes.
Yeah. Because last time we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We had 15 original movies in our top 10.
Right.
Yeah.
But like the three of us are all going to say like Back to the Future. We're all going to say Predestination. You did Interstellar, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the solids are in there. Did you do Tenet?
Our top 4 were Predestination, Interstellar, Tenet, and Back to the Future 2. But number 1 is number 5.
Well, Ari put it as number 1 with hers, and I have 1. So let's consider that.
Again, my number system's not perfect.
My number system doesn't lie.
It lies. It lies. It's just still, I like math.
Yeah, math is fun.
I like math.
It's one way to time travel. Wait, so that was Ari's 15?
Yes.
Yeah.
12 monkeys.
What's your 15 does?
First Scott.
Time crimes, not Ari's favorite.
Yeah.
I gotta do, I told you I have a genre called the mindfuck genre that I include like 41. Well, yeah. Infinite Man, Triangle, Time Crimes. I gotta represent some of those. Sometimes they're not the best film to watch, but I love when we have to like draw a map to see which version of that person and where they were, and that they have to set it up from the beginning, and it all comes out. So Time Crimes is a pretty great example of that.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 8. So
It was your number 8. Yeah.
Time Crimes is up there. Yeah. Time Crimes. It's kind of a weird, gets icky movie sometimes, but time travel wise,
Right.
I think it deserves to be up there.
Every now and then I think we should show like good examples of time travel, and the one where like it makes your mind bend a little bit.
I feel like Infinite Man's better for that than Time.
I know. I that's one of my debatable ones that may or may not show up. I'm having a hard time with it.
That's why I put it at number 7, baby.
Infinite Man?
It was one. Yeah, it was one above Time Crimes. So I agree with you, Ari.
Yeah.
Time Crimes just better than, or Infinite Man just better than Time Crimes. Desmond's number 15. This may be controversial. I don't know. There's a little recency bias. I do like it, but I think I may love it because this is the reason so many of you wonderful listeners are out there listening right now. Case 63.
But that's not a movie. I thought we were doing movies.
Yeah, it's not a movie. We're not doing
Because
episodes.
I would have done TV shows.
You could have
No, we were
No,
doing
we're doing
movies. This was
movies.
top movies.
This is top. This is movies.
We weren't doing episodes, we were
This is
doing movies.
Well, we talked about, I thought we discussed last time that like if we talked about it and if you really think it should be in your top.
Oh, I didn't take
I think we said movies because that's 90% of what we do.
Oh, I thought we were doing movies.
I thought we were doing movies too.
I told you it might be controversial and
It throws it off,
For a
but do
different
what you got to do.
Alrighty.
It was very interesting.
Case 63 is our most popular episode ever. And as the producer of said episodes, that makes me very happy and it makes me like it in maybe a different way than just a time travel way. And it was good.
Yeah, no, it was I was reluctant. It was actually better than a lot of the films we've done in the past year.
And I'm really excited about the next 2 seasons. So that's another thing too. I think if Case 63 was done, then I might be like, that was okay. But I think with 20 more episodes, it's going to be phenomenal.
Okay, that was 15.
Scott at number 16.
So now I'm winging it. Now I'm looking at my list and I'm making last second changes and decisions. Because I'm not sure of the rest, I'm going to go to one that I am sure about. And that was the facts about time travel.
Frequently asked
questions. Sorry.
Yes.
FAQ. Sorry. Frequently asked questions about time travel, which I think was your second or third episode.
Yeah.
It was an early one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on that. I just remember watching it with Ari. And again, that's a simple, funny one of a bunch of dudes in a pub. And it was really fun and really interesting. Look at that for bringing back some old school business. You're welcome.
So I'll go next because I also had that at number 16.
Oh! Coincide.
Yeah, I thought that movie was great. It was funny. There was a lot of time travel concepts. There was, not too many loopholes, not too many holes that they had, if I remember correctly. But there was a lot of traveling and...
I want to see that again. I don't remember that much. Yeah. Did you time travel in the bathroom? Is that how you traveled?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bathroom. Time traveling bathroom.
Yeah, I know that would make a big splash on my list if I rewatched it. I feel like it's a good one and I enjoyed it, but I have a hard time recalling anything specific about it. So to put it on my list, I don't know that I'd be able to defend it.
That's why. Well, yeah. That's why I went to our old podcast. I would go to the Wikipedia and listen to our podcast because I try to remember stuff. What is it? What's the opposite of recency bias? Recency unbiased? No.
Pass.
Recency path longevity hatred. All right, what's your
Number 16, we've talked about it. We love it. And it finally made my list at number 16, Looper.
Hey! It's a Three Timers Club. Welcome, Looper.
Yeah. I'm going to be really interested after this.
Yeah, the Three Timer Club films. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Is it Scott or me at 17?
Did I just go first?
Yeah, Scott just went first. You
Okay.
does.
Scott. Oh, that's right. Me. Project Almanac.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, is that the MTV one where a bunch of teenagers like travel all over and they go to a concert and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this one, I crammed it in. I know it's got some problems. But last time when we were talking about our list, we were just talking about all kinds of movies, and the fact that there was a couple loops in there that weren't identical every time. Like I loved it when the kid was looping to pass his test and the teacher kept changing his question, proving that yesterday is not just a tape that you replay. Everyone else, if you replay yesterday, everyone else still has free choice. And their day is going to be different depending on whether or not they got their coffee at the same time, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah, I remember that one being complicated but good.
I'm impressed. Des, that's an older choice you made.
it is.
That's not a recency bias. So you have the ability. I trust. Okay, that's cool.
It can happen. Ari, number 17.
My 17 is X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh. Good. It's circling in my area. It's good.
In your area?
It's circling my area.
And that's why we don't show the video to this podcast, people.
Was it because I like that film also? What is it that does it for you on that one? Is it like just the vibe of like?
I mean, I'm a huge X-Men fan,
Yeah.
and to see young Xavier, to see young Magneto, to see young
Xavier was a drunk in that one.
Mystique is just it's so satisfying. So
Did that movie introduce
No.
old? Okay, they'd already done.
They had the two of the first class, and then this one brought them together, I believe.
Okay.
Right? Or was this the second?
Either way, they.
No, they had first class, then this one, then Apocalypse was after, which people hate.
Yeah. No, that was really good. Bringing the old and the new together. Yeah, they did it before Marvel. Well, I guess they are Marvel. They did it before the Avengers.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're on 17?
yeah.
17.
All right. I'm going to throw it down. I'm going to throw down X-Men Days of Future Past on my 17. I'm going to coincide. I did some flips.
Oh.
There's
Matchy.
and it's not even, there's just like, I can't explain it, but like you feel the vibe of the past. They have the future in it also, like post-apocalyptic, which is always a good plus, but like it does feel very like 70s. Like you feel the vibe of the era, and the idea that Wolverine is like going back there, but still communicating with Xavier in the future, but he can talk through his brain in the past. There's a lot of cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what got. Actually, Scott, you're next. So
For number 18.
For 18?
what got bumped, Scott? What got bumped?
I'm moving a lot of stuff around. My five are really, there's a lot of tough choices. Most of the things have been talked about. So now I'm just deciding what I want to support and throw an extra vote to. Okay. Everything's fine.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I smell a paradox.
All right. I think I'm going to put Boss Level in there. I remember really liking it. It was a good loop, good action. One of the better, newer ones. I'm reluctant though, but I'm gonna put in Boss Level.
Just say it, Scott. I swayed you.
This way Desmond gets some support.
You know I did it. Give me some love. Another vote for Boss Level. That's going to bump it way up, man. When I put these numbers in, Boss Level's going straight to the top.
See, my votes matter. That's what I have to consider what I vote for my remaining ones. All right, who's up?
All right, just gave me a thumbs up, everybody. She's super excited.
I did not, you liar. What number are we on?
18.
18. Okay, you guys ready for my 18?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm putting this in here because it is a classic, because everyone, talks about it, especially lately.
Oh.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Oh.
Why is Terminator not on our list?
I know.
Okay, maybe not the greatest movie,
You're right.
cheesy, but Terminator has Skynet freaking artificial intelligence. They had a TV show about Terminator, like
No, you're right.
robots destroying the world and then having to be sent back. And come on, Terminator should really.
One of the few time travel films in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like actually pre Back to the Future. I think the reason I can speak for myself, then this is in my head also for that, but like, I think their loopholes are so bad. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like he had to have come back, but that also causes it to happen. Like, because you made him this way and it's a big loop, but they treat it like it's not a loop. Oh, we're going to stop it from happening. It's like, no, this is how he was even born. A lot of loops, but yes, you're right. You're right.
Terminator needs some love. It really.
I can't believe Terminator just cracked all of our lists at 18.
Is this the first time it's been mentioned?
First time ever.
Can I change mine?
You can do it. You can do whatever you want. You can't change anything we've already talked about.
Oh, I can't change what I've said?
No, not today. This is.
What'd you say? It's cemented. All right.
Now, Ari, I would be even more than Back to the Future. I would be more prone to put Terminator 1 and 2 in the same slot.
Okay.
Like.
I can respect that. Yeah. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, but
how many Terminators are there?
Oh, there's at least 5. There's 5 or 6.
Yeah, plus the TV show.
But I watched them all, and it really declines after 2.
Yeah, I mean, but it was one of the original in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a concept that is true and dear to my heart because it terrifies me. Artificial intelligence destroying our world, and it's Skynet is a real possibility. So
yeah.
And the reason I bought my 6-disc set, I should just fucking own the Terminator, all 6 movies. That's beside the point. But I was reminded how much I love Terminator Genesis because of the time travel fuckery. Because so many of them they just go back, things don't work out, and then the whole series resets again.
Right. And if they already would have known that it didn't work out, and you think they would send it back sooner, but then that would have been part of it.
And think about back in the 80s with the original movie when the twist was revealed that the guy that was sent back in time was the father of like that had never been done before. Yeah. So I forget their names, but the guy was sent
John Connor.
John Connor was sent back in time to save
Reese.
No, John Connor is the
Reese.
Reese. Reese was sent back in time to save Sarah.
Right.
And then became the father of the guy who's going to, like that whole thing was huge when that was revealed back in the 80s. It needs we need to give it more love.
Thank you for gracing our list with a very obvious omission up to this point, Ari.
Yeah.
All right. Is it Desmond? Your turn?
Yes. Mine will be a quick one. Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hey! 3 Timers Club.
Finally gets Terminator and Hot Tub Time Machine. They're like the same movie. So
yeah, they should be together like Back to the Future 1 and 2.
Hanging out together. Perfect. Kismet. Scott, number 18.
18. I'm going to go with the Terminator.
He's changing it. He changed it.
I don't mean to feel like I'm always... It was on the bottom of my list. It was... I just showed Ari. I have a list. I have like 5 that are floating and a lot of questions. And it's a really...
What was originally at 18? I'm curious.
Time Traveler's Wife.
Okay. I agree with your switch.
She really makes a good point. It's floating around, but it's like we are talking about classic. If I didn't know, I've looked at a lot of lists for the show, and like that Terminator wouldn't be on our top 20. It's a travesty. My reluctance is, I think, my fault with the science of it. It's kind of ridiculous how bad they did it, but it's still a classic at a time when those weren't happening, and the storyline's great. And it should have beaten Boss Level, and I want to go back in time and switch it.
Oh, interesting.
Woo. I got pressured.
Scott, number 19.
Oh, we're done with 18? Okay.
We're done with 18?
Mine was Hot Tub Time Machine.
Got it.
Oh, man.
19.
All right, Scott's got to say it first. That means you can't change it. Some integrity for Scott.
It's funny, now that I know you're doing like where my second vote goes, this is like the election. It matters. This is what's going to be in a 2-timer club. We take this seriously, folks.
Yeah, we do.
All right. I think I'm going to do Time Traveler's Wife at 19. I think it's unique. And like I said, the fact that like she's with him at all these different ages of life and he pops in and out, it's a pretty good example. One of the only time travel rom-coms I've had in my top 20, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a rom-com.
Oh, you're right. It's not a rom-com. It's just a rom.
Yeah, it's just a rom.
It's a rom-drum.
It's a rom-drum. Yeah.
Rom-drum.
There you go.
All right. But I will say and Ari will be happy about this, and I think I'm doing this because of the votes, but I bumped Arrival, and Ari hates it, but I like how it changes the concept of time and the twist that like when you think the movie is what's before and what's after. But my votes count, and that would just be by itself. So Arrival got
Big
bumped.
win for Ari, pushing Arrival down.
I know.
Good job.
Yeah.
But Arrival would be my 20.
We'll see. We'll
Don't
see.
say 20.
We'll see.
No.
We're not done talking, Scott.
No, I was going to say 21. I mean, it's not going to make this list. I'm letting you guys know it's not going to make the list now.
Okay.
But Arrival would be like my 21.
We'll see.
Suck it.
At number 19, because I love the real time butterfly effect, Needle in a Time Stack.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, which one is Needle? I confused that with the one where he takes the drug.
No, this is the one where rich people have the ability to go back in time.
Right.
Remember?
Remind me more.
It's
When they're in like the office, they're having a
The
meeting,
time waves.
and then the
the
time
ti- yeah,
wave
the
comes
time
through,
waves.
and then everyone's got to like call.
But who's the main protagonist?
or
Isn't it?
Orlando Bloom is
Oh, yeah.
and
He's got to check in when the time wave comes. You got to like call. He calls his
Yeah.
wife, like, do you still know me?
and he changed it, and now his wife is with him.
Isn't it the same guy, though, that was in the one with the drug?
Leslie Odom Jr. was not in the drug one. That was the new Captain America guy.
Oh, it was Mackie. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Names are hard.
Names are hard.
Wow, that was a good. That's a really interesting film.
Yeah, that one had some uniqueness that needs to be on the list.
Not gonna be on my list.
Yeah. Okay, number 19 for me is Palm Springs.
Yeah.
I really like that one. It's just a good movie. It's well done, well acted, well cast. It's just all over a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's do number 20.
Go for it, Ari.
Okay, my number 20 because for some reason I just really like a lot of things about this movie and I want someone to remake it. I know I've said that about 1,000 times, but it's Millennium.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What a surprise. I'm the one who
Oh.
suggested that because I remembered I was young and then I was so disappointed. And I'm very surprised you put that on the list.
There's some really cool things about that, how they're on the plane and they save the person they're supposed to save, but they make the plane crash in the future. And I don't know, there's just something about that movie that I liked it.
Wow.
Yes. Ari again with the
Surprise.
half quarter at the buzzer. Beautiful. All right, Scott, which movie of your last 6 is going to make the cut?
So Arrival, you got bumped. Arrival, you're on my 21 list. Back to the Future 3 also got bumped. So I will let you know that it was between.
Back to the Future. When we started recording, Back to the Future 3 was on your list, on the top 20.
It was in my backup. It was in my honorable mention list.
Okay.
So it's between Beyond the Infinite, 2 Minutes, and it is between Palm Springs. But I think to make it in the Three Timers Club, it's a surprisingly enjoyable film. I'm going to throw it out to Palm Springs. Let it come into our Three Timers Club. Congratulations, Palm Springs, coming in at number 20. So sorry, Beyond the Infinite, 2 Minutes. I'm glad I already gave you a vote. You're maybe my 21 and maybe Arrival's 22.
This is why voting booths exist. So you can't.
Can't be swayed.
I feel pretty okay about my list.
That's a good one.
I would have liked to have gone to 25.
And then 30, and then 35. It never stopped.
Eh.
All right, close it out.
Now, Scott, if you could just send me your fucking top 10 movies that you want to do in the future, that's the list I really need. And the list that you
Okay.
refuse to make.
You got to want it bad enough.
Number 20, definitely recency bias, but I also laughed. Like, I LOL'd more watching this movie than I think I have for many of these. Time Freak.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's true. It was very funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Wow.
And laughs fade. So, in a year from now, I'll be like, Time Freak? Really? Over the Terminator?
Recency bias.
Over
oh,
the-
yeah. You voted for that over Terminator?
Wow.
Desmond.
I don't know why. I think maybe because there are so many of them and trying to decide between T1 and T2 would be really hard. I think Genesis as a time travel movie might be the best one. T2 is obviously the best movie. T1.
Our factors are so tricky, right? What's classic? What was important? What has the best time travel? What is the best science?
Movie overall.
And that's what's hard. I think we're all doing a lot of different categories in this.
Yeah.
This is cool. But I like that we did another 10. I think now we can see more common ones between us.
Yeah.
Although I'd say our 11 through 20, I think Desmond's got some more one-hit wonders, I'm sure. I think Ari and I have some more similar ones, and Desmond's got some wild cards. Just 11 through 20. But overall, just seeing the top 20 and what films made it across 2 or 3 of us is really interesting.
Yeah.
I can feel pretty good about those.
This was another good exercise. I'm still not sure about my actual list and whether that should be the end-all be-all, but I think just remembering to talk about these movies again, I think is very important.
Can you guys just throw out like 3 honorable mentions that didn't make it but that have been in your brains?
You're gonna get all of my honor. There's only 7 or 8. So I just went stream of conscious, wrote down let me see how many. It looks like about 15 movies, and then quickly moved that over to 15, or quickly moved that over to 12, and so on. So here's the movies that were my first cuts. Frequently asked questions. Men in Black 3.
Yep.
+1.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond the Infinite, 2 minutes.
Nice.
Press Play. Meet Cute. And Arrival.
Recency bias, man. He's got bias. When things are recent, it's all he remembers. Can we have a new podcast called Recency Bias? They'll be like, what do you think of Close Encounters of the Close Encounters? Be like, nah, crap. They'll be like, what do you think about Joe Volcano? Oh, great.
What did I watch yesterday? Smokey and the Bandit. Best movie ever.
Recency bias. He only likes things that are recent.
Even if they're old, but he just watched them. Recency bias.
Okay, I only have 3 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
They are Primer, Butterfly Effect, and The Atom Project.
Oh yeah.
Atom Project. Your recency bias forgot that one.
Yeah, it did.
That was enjoyable.
Yeah.
So wait, did Primer, you got Primer in your top 10, right?
Oh, Primer is number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't put it in. That's a great example of like, that's not enjoyability for me. I wouldn't want to rewatch that like a Palm Springs or Hot Tub Time Machine or Bill and Ted's.
Yeah.
I just think it was a classic and good mindfuck film and smart science to it. Yeah, I think I told you guys my extras. It was Beyond the Infinite, 2 minutes, Back to the Future 3, and Arrival.
Yeah.
But the Atom Project is...
Arrival, just living on the outside.
Yeah, those 3 of mine. I wouldn't mind doing another. I think another 10 would be scrape. Oh, The Infinite Man. Sorry, Infinite Man also.
Oh, yeah, me too, The Infinite Man.
So like my next 5 would be solid. I think if we were going to 30, I'd start scraping the bottom of the barrel a little bit for those. It would be like, yeah, sure, the taking the drug one. And
yeah.
But 5 would be solid. I would feel good about going up to 25.
I would do another top 10 in a few months just because
it's fun.
It's so great to revisit these again and be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one with and the great, even though this was dumb,
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like I could feel solid at about 5, but I can make another 10 work. But we'll have some new entries. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Ari's like, you can do a top 100. I don't care. Arrival's not getting on the list.
And Time Crimes is also not going to be on her list.
Correct.
And sorry, I might have already screwed up your top 20, but I think any episode we've done can make the list, movie or not.
Okay.
So sorry, I felt like that was kind of a given that if we've wasted 45 minutes talking about it, then it can make your cut.
That's okay. I feel good about that. I mean, for researching this, I always look up top time travel films. I've looked up so many lists. And so the fact that this is our specialty, we should be exporting our list. I feel good about it. Shows don't usually get into as much depth in 30 minutes.
If we were to set parameters, like what we're judging it on, then we can bring in things like TV shows and podcasts.
Right. Like,
if like, okay, we're doing a list of, it has to be scientific, time travel, or it has to be
best loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best
whatever.
animated.
Then we can bring in TV shows and things like that.
Yeah.
We can also do a list of best TV shows, like top 10 time travel shows.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing lists. I like all our lists. We should just keep doing all kinds of lists.
I love lists.
Top looping films, top rom-drums, time travel.
We're going to do the top 10 lists of Scott's top 10 lists.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. We can bite into that.
Scott's like, I got the material.
Yeah.
I got the lists. We can make that happen.
And I'm looking forward to seeing our 2 and 3 timer club.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really solid list. When you eliminate all of our little onesies, we're going to have definitive, like, these are the time travel films. So it'll probably end up being like some weird, like 13 or something.
I just want to remind everybody, well, first of all, thank you. Until next time. Thank you for listening to Time Pop. We appreciate you listening. And please check out, we may have just released, or we're just going to release an episode with all of the Sounds Awesome family on it. So you can get to know our fitness podcast, our Awesome Women podcast, our spiritual comedy podcast. You can learn about the Wheel of Time, which is not about time travel. And half the time, it's not even about Wheel of Time. We just, we stay kind of focused on this podcast, talking about time travel, like as promised. And the Wheel of Time, we totally don't do that. And that's fine. We do talk about the Wheel of Time, but we also talk about Arrested Development and stuff like that. So check that out. It will be on this feed shortly if it's not already.
So it's like the Avengers of What Sounds Awesome. It's like the first crossover film.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna get to know the hosts. Like I said, I think you'll learn what the podcasts are about, but most importantly, you're gonna get to know the hosts, because we have a great cast of personalities that are great listens, no matter what the topic.
Nice.
Until next time, I'm Desmond McNeese.
I'm Ariel.
And I'm Scott.
Bye-bye now.
And I start to listen to the person going in my headphones 2 seconds later.
Why would you say that?
Mixed and edited by Desmond McNeese for We Mixed It, LLC. Go to whatsoundsawesome.com.